Ah, folks, we are live. Welcome to Gamers Health. I am Rach Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, with me, as always, on Saturday nights. Well, with me every night, but especially for Gamers Health, my lovely wife, Rach.
Hello.
So I see Don.
All right,
Don,
Dawn.
welcome. I'm going to mention this at the beginning. I'll mention this again further on. The link at the bottom of the screen, Tenkars-Tavern.games, Humble Kobold. Don't forget the slash. That'll take you to the Humble Bundle site where Kobold, Frog God, Greg Gillespie of Baramaze, Mark Hunt has BX Gangbusters, there's Castles of Crusade stuff, there's a folio up there, there's a lot of good stuff. Support your third party publishers, support the tavern while you do so. So, just throwing it out there. Don says hi, Rach.
Hello.
So, this week I've actually hit my sleep goal on a couple of nights.
Nice.
Go
Yeah,
figure.
I've had some pretty good sleep too.
Oh, because we have two Dons in the room. Don Rosavelli.
Oh, nice.
Don, welcome. So, as anybody could tell you, last Saturday I was I don't want to say I was a wreck, but I was exhausted.
Oh, last Saturday?
Last Saturday, because we had all this you saw I was like nonstop on the phone, on PMs, on video calls.
Yeah.
TXG, welcome. So it last week it was exhausting. In the past week, I've done some catching up. I haven't caught up to everything. What's our Christmas? Is still I got to award the.
Oh man, who's gonna win the Firefly?
That's the bag of assorted 10-car shite. Or box of 10-car shite. Don't ruin the surprise for anybody, Rachie. So awesome. But no, it's actually there will be some good stuff in there too. And some stuff that's going to be it might not be gaming. It will certainly be tavern related, and
tavern or gaming culture
or culture. Yeah, trust me, you'll enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gotten bumped because I've been doing occasionally 3 videos a day. Giving myself a blessing for that. I have been doing live streams. I've been covering stuff on the blog side that is timely. Like, again, the link below is also available on the tavern. You can go to the tavern. You want to see everything that's available. It's in it 52 actual individual items for $25. A lot of it's 5e. A lot of it is OSR related. There is stuff that I don't have. A lot of the stuff is Kobold. Kobold Press does good stuff. Even if it is for 5e, I can convert that shit on the fly. I couldn't convert from OSR on the fly to 5e, but I could go the other way. And Rach likes these. You know why she likes the humble bundles? You know why, Rach? No physical books.
Because, yes, and it's a charitable situation.
The charity for this bundle is going to I believe the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund.
Whoa, what is that?
It's a fund that deals a lot of times with like censorship and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, good.
So it's a good charity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't consider myself a charity, but if you shop through the link, a few coins go in my direction. Doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. So, but it's been a very stressful couple of weeks for people. Wizards of the Coast, even in their mailing that they sent out to their influencers, Rach. Did you know they have influencers?
I'm quite sure they do.
So their influencers...
You got to get the word out there.
Mm-hmm. Their influencers got an email. It's like, we know it's been a stressful time for everybody. Well, I mean, I guess it's stressful if you are an influencer and you can't influence because the company you're supposed to be influencing for is
holding everything hostage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we want you to make a deal.
Say it as it is.
Make a deal with the devil. It's like, oh, geez, if I support them, people might remember But if I don't support, if I don't say things positive about this horrible OGL, they might cut me off for my free shit. And again, I don't. They get free shit. I don't know if they get like, here's your check. I don't know. I'm not going to make that accusation, but they certainly get reimbursed in some way for influencing. And I'd rather have my influencers be holding to nothing. Call the shit as they see it. I tend to call it as I see it. Sometimes I call it a little later than others because there's so much stuff coming in. And by the way, this amazing community is great because I, if I didn't sleep, I would never miss anything going on because somebody in my community is always catching it and always sending me the message. Did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see this? So if I cloned myself, you'd have like a 24-hour news channel for gaming. What do you think, Rach? Should we clone my? Should we clone me?
I think you're the original man, and we should leave it that way.
Okay. We don't want to like a new Coke, old Coke type of deal.
No, we don't want to confuse people.
Trust me, folks, it's confusing enough the last couple of weeks. I mean, the first time I ever saw gaslighting used as an actual phrase, which I didn't know what it meant at the time, was back in the G Plus days, because I was accused of gaslighting somebody, and I was like, huh? And then when I realized what it actually meant, I was like, no, I'm just actually giving, like, in this case, the truth. It just didn't fit the individual's worldview. Well, the gaslighting that Wizards of the Coast has been doing for people has been huge.
Nobody likes the truth, though.
Nobody, no, the truth hurts. The truth is not. All right, so again, and I've mentioned this in the past. I don't hide this. I did time in internal affairs as a supervisor. Significant amount of time in internal affairs as a supervisor because it was banker's hours, and you like banker's hours as a cop, Monday through Friday, weekends off. Yeah, you'll spend time in IA. And the best advice I ever got in IA was from a lieutenant of mine when I was a cop. He had done time in IA, Drew, and I wasn't. I was still a PO, and he goes to me, "If you," and he's like, "You're going to make sergeant at some point. You'll be a supervisor. You'll probably go to IA." He goes, "Do me a favor." I go, "What's that?" He goes, "Never go into something with a predisposed goal or vision or truth in your head." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, when you get a case, don't take this case and go, "Oh,
I already know
that this asshole is guilty," or "Oh, I know this person. I've dealt with them in the past. They're good. They're good to go. They're fine." You can't do that. He goes, "You take a case. Your only concern is what is the truth, because the truth takes you on its own path, and the truth, when you get there, takes away your own ability to misinterpret or put your own perspective on things. If you follow the truth will if you go to IA, if you go to internal affairs, the truth will never hurt you. Well, unless the truth you're following is somebody of a much higher rank. Trust me, then it can hurt you. But in general, like in this situation, with everything that's going on with the OGL, listen, are there half truths being spoken, or are people avoiding certain things? Listen, has been pointed out with the orc license. Yes, Eric Mona came out. There's an official announcement that the first draft, the initial draft of the orc license will not have a morality clause. Please stop talking about morality clause. We don't need a morality clause. People are going in the wrong direction. There'll be no morality clause in the first draft. It doesn't mean that it might not pop up later. I don't think it will. Doesn't mean that there might be alternatives for certain publishers who want such a clause. I would think that having to judge every release that's underneath this license would be too much work, and again, puts you in a position where your personal biases decide what is right and wrong.
Well, he also talked about and he sounded really great on that Roll for Combat show.
Yes.
He talked about there being other mechanisms other than a license agreement or a whatever you guys call this, other than the orc, to be able to
he was saying
deal with.
It could be in the SRD, like as a prerequisite to that SRD. And let's just pick a random company that everybody knows, Green Ronin. All right,
except me.
All right,
sorry, Green Ronin.
So say
it's
Green.
Not your fault.
So say Green Ronin theoretically, wink, wink, wants a morality clause. Orc would not be where the morality clause would be. It would likely be in their SRD by referring to this, by using this document, by referring to this system resource document. You agree to yada, 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 yada. So the opening of the document is in Orc, but the actual SRD could have that clause. I don't know. I'm not involved in the process of writing Orc or any SRD. I am spitballing, and I say that because the last time I spitballed and I wasn't very clear, I spitballed on this topic last week, or in the past week. I got a PM from Eric Mona to clear things up, and I was like, I don't think I quite said what, but people get, it's a very vocal bunch on both sides of the morality clause issue. And I agree with Eric's stance. Well, geez, Eric's saying Eric. I agree with Eric Mona's stance that it's a lot of drama that is not needed. Get the core of the license, get the license that everybody can agree on. All right. And then if you want to add such a clause somewhere else, so be it. But the vast majority of publishers that I've spoken to, big and small, feel that a morality clause being included is a hill they will die on to stop. So if it's in Orc, I don't know of any publisher personally that would go along with such. So, Don, Wizard Tower Games, the morality clause is bullshit, as they would be the final arbiter of what is and what is not okay. Well, especially the one that is in the proposed OGL 1.2, which includes personal conduct. Isn't that sounds really rough? Because
it sounds like you're going to work like at PD again, or you're going to, work in a sensitive job where you have lives in your hands, like either first responder or social worker or
right,
something like that, where you have to declare all those things, and when they happen, and then pray that you don't lose your job or that you have some sort of backup.
You better have a backup.
Yeah.
So, Naughty Professor, I can understand why Wizards of the Coast wouldn't want a third-party publisher out there that would offend a majority of adult gamers, but the end conduct is above and beyond what should be allowed by any corporation. And here, I'm going to put it, I'm not disagreeing with you on this, okay? So that's where this, I don't think that most publishers want to have to police a morality clause. That's why they don't want it there, okay? But if you're going to have a morality clause, it has to be well-defined with examples of what is okay.
You mean operationalized as to what's okay for everybody and anybody to put in or leave out.
Right. The guidelines must be very detailed. It just can't be, you can't have a bunch of isms and eds or whatever, because what happens with that is it's open to the interpretation of whoever's on the other side of that morality clause going, well, yeah, I think that's okay. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Wenger said that shit? Oh, lose your license. There's too much, especially that personal conduct. It's bad enough if you're going to apply that to other businesses. At least let them know what the parameters are, detailed. They can work around that. But once you make it a personal thing, then people go back 10 years in your Twitter account. Thank God I don't twit. I'm a twit, but I don't tweet. some you know they're going to go back, and you're going to have people. It may be other publishers. It may just be people with vendetta going back and pulling shit out from a decade before. We've seen that on in regular media, right? Can you imagine the stress of your life when you go, "Oh my God, I'm a new writer in RPGs. I'm doing pretty well," and you realize, "Oh my God, when I was 17, I think I tweeted the N word out. Oh my God, if they ever find that, I got to go back and delete my whole Twitter history." They're gonna still find it. I mean, if anybody wants to find it, they're gonna find all your stuff. So that's my issue with that. Joey B, I'm in the camp of why are we negotiating anything? They are using misdirection to detract from whether they can even deauthorize 1.0a. Here is I've spoken with many lawyers on this, okay, and we've spoken copyright and all that other stuff. And generally speaking, uh, I guess the consensus when it comes to copyright is that copyright is still very grayish as to games and how far you can get and how far you need to hew away from the original, which is why the OGL is an important thing. But the problem with the OGL being an important thing is that Wizards of the Coast is going to do something that likely is illegal and likely would not stand up in court, but they've got the money to stretch it out, and not even Paizo can do this alone. Uh, Anybody who gets hit by a suit from Wizards of the Coast is going to be in a world of pain because uh, being right in a civil action only matters if you can get to a decision. And they will outspend anybody and delay and cause tactics to increase the expenditure of whatever company they're coming after. They won't play fair ball. All right, they'll play dirty American civil court ball, and that's what it comes down to. So you don't want to get sued. Okay, so if they can make a deal that these publishers can live with, I think most publishers will go, all right, fair enough. I can still sell my old shit, but my new shit's going to be released under ORC, and we're stepping as far away as possible. And that's a lot of stress. And that's part of what today's topic was going to be, right? We're talking about stress. Can you imagine being a publisher? And I don't really consider myself a publisher. I've got a handful of things out there. I don't make a living off it. I don't pay bills off it. I might buy some gaming shit out of it. But for me, I'd rather the money go back to the community. It's why I give all these giveaways and freebies and OSR Christmas. And when we hit 2,500 subscribers, probably before the weekend is out, I think we're at 2,498 before I started this live stream, we're going to give away $250 next Wednesday in drive-through RPG gift certificates. That's where my affiliate monies go and my sales monies go, is to go back to the community. I enjoy doing that. Now, put yourself in the shoes of someone who is an independent publisher, like I don't know, Jeff Talanian. This is a full-time job, right? This is how he makes his living, and not knowing if, holy shit, your life's plans to support you, your wife, your kids, is out the window because of this action. Put yourself in the hands of a larger company, Goodman Games, Frollo Games, Frog Eye Games. Frog Eye has publicly said that they have about 70 freelancers and staff that work with the company in different capacities, part-time and full-time, mostly part-time. But maybe that part-time allows your wife to stay home with the kids. Well, if you lose that ability, your life is fucked. So they're going to have to make decisions coming up, and this is more stress, is how much of a fight. I mean, I could say, yeah, they should fight it because I don't have the skin in the game that Bill Webb or Steve Chenault or Joe Goodman has, where these are businesses that people's lives depend on. You know, I could say whatever shit I want to say. Oh, what are they going to take from me? I don't even own a home. I'm sure I could raise money up on and get people to crowdfund it. You're not going to crowdfund a lawsuit with Wizards of the Coast. The last person I tried to crowdfund a lawsuit against Wizards of the Coast raised $5,000. All right, so it ain't happening.
Good effort.
Well, yeah, perhaps. Uh, yes, there needs to be clear guidelines. There needs to be a way to appeal decisions to invoke it. By the way, invoke sounds like revoke, and they're saying the word revoke is in the new OGL. Yeah, and you irrevocable. It's irrevocable. You know what part is?
Right.
You know what part is irrevocable? You entering the license. You cannot leave it on your own. But they have many ways to revoke
To
you
boot you. Yeah.
from the license. So it is not irrevocable. It's semantics. It's bullshit. Again, stress. I mean, for me, I can look at this as somebody who is a journalist. Okay. I'm looking at this as a YouTuber. I'm not even really looking. I'm looking at this also as somebody who has friends in the publishing industry. All right. So I have a personal attachment to it. But it doesn't, the stress I would be under if.
It's a different stress when you're commentating what's happening from actually having that same experience as those people that are in
Yes.
having to make those decisions because they do have people's careers and
Yeah.
you know, wives, children,
You know,
that
there are
families that
there are jackasses.
harmed.
Yeah, there are jackasses on social media. Like, well, you had 22 years of using this for free. I don't see the problem with Wizards of the Coast wanting to monetize it.
I would have baller.
You know, like, you know,
sorry, but
you think
I just want to say the truth. That sounds like that.
Hey, what you think D&D Beyond's going to give you a lifetime subscription because you're sucking ass? No, man. And have at least a little empathy for your fellow man. Again, yeah, this doesn't matter to me, man. I'll come up with the OGL. I have enough gaming material to last a lifetime. All right, well, I'm glad you do. I like to read new gaming material and acquire new gaming material. In the future, more of it will be in PDF, so I don't face the wrath of Rach. But
get it out of here!
Get it out of here! There's another new book.
There's more.
You gotta be kidding me! But have empathy, and again, I understand why there would be a desire for morality clause. I don't believe it's one individual that is currently involved in a legal action with them that caused this. But I do believe it's certain things like.
I mean, I guess it's a confluence of things.
It's confluence. It's people like Zach Smith.
Like we can't discount that person.
It's
but...
like they don't want another. What was it? The book of eroticism or whatever the heck it was that came up under the D20 label. This is going back like 20 years. Yeah. But here's the thing. If you aren't requiring people to put your ampersand on their books, and you don't need to have people worry about people associating their books with your system, you want your ampersand on third-party products to make it look like D&D is a huger part of the marketplace directly than it is. Which is the Coast is. So that's the issue. Night Professor, I'm like you, Tenkar, but I have a lot of stuff on drive-through just because I have been doing it since 2013. Never made a lot of money, but my drive-through library is reaching 4K. Things I've purchased on drive-through. I could check, but we might have to come back. And
it's okay, hon.
It's
really okay.
No, I'm talking about PDFs, Rach. I'm just talking PDFs.
I thought you were talking about the money you spent on it.
No. I would never tell you that.
Good. Certain secrets.
Certain secrets got to keep going, Oh, Don said he sent some message. Got me 2 subs. Let's go to. No, I gotta go back. That's on the video. I need to.
Can they see it?
No, but I can see
what you are clicking on right now.
We have 2,500 subs.
Nice.
We got it. Thank you, Don. That means I get to give away money on Wednesday, but I will repeat this. Jen Glazer is ineligible to win anything ever again.
Why? Because she's too blessed and lucky?
Yes. She won like 3 or 4 times on like one giveaway. It's like,
people are going to start saying that's a little sus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Joey B. asked judge for an injunction to stop enforcement of the OGL until trial is over. That gives him a reason not to drag on the trial. Just a thought.
Ooh.
Listen, that thought has certainly come up. Believe me. And there are contingencies in place depending on how horrible the final OGL is. I'm not at liberty to discuss them because I'm not sure where they are at this point. I know what the contingencies were for many companies before OGL 1.1, 1.2 came out. 1.1 was people ready to, sell their home to fight Wizards of the Coast because that's how horrible it looked. 2.0, they were probably willing to sell their children's home. They were still serious. 1.2 has people stepping back from the edge. Some of the major publishers, they're all going to work anyway. So, but they don't have to worry about their backstock under 1.2. They can continue to sell. It looks like even PDFs of stuff that's already been released. That is huge. That the other was a scorched earth type of thing. I think the problem is Wizards of the Coast show themselves to be. I can use this word. I'm not monetized, Rach. Should I use it?
It depends.
Feckless?
Feckless? That's not.
No, we're working at that. You feckless. Wizards of the Coast has shown themselves to be feckless cunts.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. I can say that because that's a demonetizing word, and I'm not I'm deep. I am not monetized for the rest of the month.
Yeah, I'm like feckless is okay.
I can say feckless.
Yes.
I
didn't know what was coming with, but that's all good. Whatever.
They've shown their true colors.
Well, what it is like if they're saying that they want that they have inclusivity as job one, and then they do this with the license, doesn't that contradict their goal of being inclusive because it takes out a whole portion?
Well, it's inclusive as we want to be inclusive. Don't worry about semantics. It's like in 1.1 where they were like, oh, and by the way, we can change this contract with a 30-day notice, and you can't argue, huh? Yeah. What kind of business plan is that for anybody? Clifton, yes, I am a Jets fan. I have Jets paraphernalia. I don't wear it very often because it gets depressing.
Oh, they did better this year.
Yeah, they did. They did. No, I know.
Don't be mean at them.
But also, I am also like a closet Giants fan, and I do follow the Bills too because they're New York teams. So
the Bills came closer to our heart this year because of Hamlin.
Oh my God, that game! It's like it's like we're watching that, and I'm like, oh
we
my
see
God.
him fall to the field like.
Yeah, I have stepped over freshly shot bodies, and here I am watching a football game, going, "Oh my God, I'm really upset." So yeah, we're really kind of invested in the Bills this year. Yeah. But if the Bills come up against the Giants, I'd have to go for Giants.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry. I doubt Wizards of the Coast would pay Tim Cass for all the years they published the Belay in their monster manuals. Yeah. They tell Tim to go pound sand. I am quite sure about that. And Tim would probably blow smoke back in their eyes and go, fuck you. God bless him.
What kind of smoke?
I'm not saying, but it's apparently legal in New York State now.
Yowza.
Yeah, that 22 years, one of the reasons why Wizards of the Coast conduct is unconscionable in this. Yeah, it really, listen, it's, it comes, no, I'm going to give you an example, and then if you know the background, the example becomes too identifiable. But yeah, it is really, it's like being told, yeah, well, you know what? Don't worry about it. You could stay here forever. What? Really? I can live here forever? Forever. We got you covered. And then, 22 years later, you gotta go. It's like to live here forever. Yeah, but I sold the property, so you can't live here forever. But but I have it in writing. Well, yeah, but forever is not forever in a day. This is the day. You got to go. Yeah, it's kind of what's going on with that. Oh, Book of Erotic Fantasy. Thank you, Naughty. That's right. I couldn't remember the name. I never bought it.
Who created this?
Oh, some third party.
Oh.
Now, Wizards of the Coast put out the Book of Vile Darkness by Monty Cook. That was, I think, wasn't that like delivered in like a in wrap, so you couldn't even look in it to see how
Ooh.
vilely dark it is. I had it. I don't know if I still have it. I'd have to check. Really. Well, thank you all for the 2,500. You know, I set these little goals. So the first was 500, 1,000, 2,000. No, 1,500, 2,500, and after this, our next goal is going to be 5,000. Hopefully, we get to 5,000 by the end of the year, and then we're really cooking. There, it's like the stress that I've been dealing with for the last 2 weeks is stress that
It's the stress that you get from absorbing that
and
from other
everybody else.
people.
I mean, I am not going to go through the list of the people that I've been talking with on a daily basis,
No.
but these are very important people to our hobby. And
it's like a therapist with a vicarious traumatization.
Yeah, in a way, because
it's a little bit like that. Not that he's traumatized or that, these folks are trauma victims or whatever, but that, the pain and suffering that they feel from, and the fear that they feel from what they're going through with this, gets implanted into you because you're, trying to support and listen.
Right. And people come to me because they know I have connections in the industry. They know I have my ear against the wall listening, and they know I keep confidence.
Right. And they trust guidance if you offer it, or
so I've offered some guidance. Listen, I can't tell you why I suspect this, but this is what I suspect and where it's going, and but it's stressful. And I mean, I find when I'm really under stress, a walk is a great thing. You get to taking a walk. Walk lets you clear your mind.
Right. Any type of movement, like the walking is good because it's sort of like a, it's almost like a certain type of therapy because you're sort of engaging the right and left sides of your brain.
Okay.
And you're telling the story. Sort of like the way EMDR works.
EMDR.
EMDR is it's a therapeutic tool that they use to like help people get desensitized to their trauma and not callous to it, but more able to talk about it.
Okay.
More able to start processing it and where it fits in their life. And realizing that their life is bigger than just that event.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why the walks are very helpful because it engages the brain in a similar way to that.
Well, I'm going to take it a step further then, but any kind of exercise is good during that. It releases like some endorphins.
Oh yeah.
And these are things
movement
that help.
Of any type.
These are things that help you de-stress. Now, I've been better with the de-stressing aspect this week as opposed to the prior week. And I think that is good. But now at the same time, I have my own personal stress. It's like, all right, now I got to start working on my Monsters release that I've announced and have to really start putting some effort onto. And I have my own stress, and I've pulled this out before. I'm going to pull it out again. This book, and it's one of a kind right now. This is the author's proof, which cannot stay in its current format because, again, you can see I had to make corrections for typos or misspellings, but the OGL 1.0A or 1.0 we've been working off of is being revoked. I would like to put air quotes up around that because likely they don't have the authority to do so. But once it is gone, yeah, I could put this out and get it if I can get it out and done and put it out in print in time. But, and that's where it becomes a big but, I can't support it then, right? I can't write material for it using the same terminology. I got to change the terminology.
So there's a good bit of work to do to get that.
So, but I don't know,
publishable.
Right? And I don't know exactly where that's going to land until we actually know. I mean, in December when we first started hearing rumors of the new OGL, um, my contacts in the gaming community and the gaming industry, who had connections at Wizards of the Coast, what I was hearing was OGL 2.0, whatever they were going to call it, was going to be opt in. And once you opted into the new OGL, and the only way to support 1D&D and get into that 1D&D click is to opt in to the new OGL. By opting in, you opted out of the old OGL. And they were fine with that. Some companies were going to go as far as to form a new LLC, and Tenkar's Gamin Uno would be publishing under the 1.0A, and Tenkar's Gamin Dos would be the LLC that would operate under the new OGL, and therefore support 1D&D. And they were fine with that. That's what they thought was going to happen, and that was okay as long as you could separate the two and still keep producing for the old. And we don't. And then if you want to make stuff for 1D&D, then it's fine. Nobody expected the invalidation. That's why it was so earth shattering, soul shattering for some people.
Yeah.
Because this is what they expected, and it wasn't what they were being told. And you were being gaslit when it's not me, but somebody I know of who had personal connections over at Wizards of the Coast, and he was expressing his concerns, and the response that he was getting was, I don't understand what you're talking about. I mean, this is a fair contract. This is a fair license. This is well balanced. Look, we're all, it only affects people making over 750,000. Everything else, it's just.
Hey, that sounds like the government.
Yeah. And so that is why 1.1 and 2.0 were so tone deaf, because they really believed what they were trying to sell you was legit and something that you would like. What do we got? What do we got? You got a fly? You're shooing me away.
Mm-mm.
What are you doing?
I thought there were new
Notifications?
comments up there.
Oh, I haven't caught
Thought
up.
I saw it move.
I haven't caught up. Naughty Professor, Wizards of the Coast put out 4E, and the game system license in Pathfinder is born, and it takes the market by storm. Wizards of the Coast puts out 6th edition and a new OGL, and Orc is born, and pretty everywhere drop D&D for other system development. Sometimes the bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, right? They knew what they had, but instead they got greedy, and they wanted to control more, and now they may control next to nothing.
A lot less.
Yeah. Naughty, I don't think Wizards of the Coast will lose a lot of customers and will likely gain new ones after the movie and when the VTT comes out, but that is the base they want, not traditional tabletop RPG gamers. I've said this before. I truly believe that any gamer who was a gamer prior to the summer of 2020, and summer 2020 is when they said, oh, evil races are no longer evil. They are cognates of real-world ethnic groups, and therefore orcs can be good. Only individuals.
Oh, so you can't demonize
right.
a certain
right.
Yeah.
So that's what came out then.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anybody who still is playing games with evil orcs is somebody they no longer want in their sandbox now, and on their playing field. Listen, every time each of these new OGLs has started out with the same thing about we want to be more inclusive or to promote inclusivity, and I don't have a problem with that.
Not at all.
But you don't promote inclusivity in a license. You don't promote inclusivity with game rules. You promote it with the people at the game table, and that's where you got to make your reach to. You can't force people to think whatever you want them to think like. You have to actually do an outreach. And if they really gave a shit about inclusivity at the game table, they would make that outreach. They would start running games at conventions again, which they don't, right? Which just doesn't.
Oh, they used to
Yes.
do this? Oh.
They used to attend conventions.
Uh-huh.
Why aren't they attending conventions? Because they don't care about the peons. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian.
Oh,
green,
so you're saying a basement troll is a basement troll no matter what background they are.
Right.
Oh.
But they don't want to go to conventions and deal with people. You're not, no matter what background you are, no matter how you identify, all you are is something that is marketable to.
Mm.
That is what they're looking. They're looking to check off the boxes. And how can I get money out of X, Y, and Z? So, I mean, that's my personal view at their actions. You know, it's signaling without doing any of the work.
Mm.
You know, do the work. Go to conventions. Make a point of getting like, hey, go to a convention at a hotel.
Right, and demonstrating what an inclusive game is like. Or
hey, we'll show you
what
how we'll show you how to run a game. You know, to make sure you're covering all the bases that we want you to cover.
Yeah, come in, watch this facilitator, play with this facilitator, and you know.
Rach is not a gamer by heart; she's a gamer by marriage. Facilitator.
I'm a social worker.
I'm a social worker.
That's where it comes from. A facilitator of the group.
I gotta facilitate. Can I facilitate for you? Oh my god. But I mean, really, that is where.
Well, the Waltzies might like that.
They might. Oh yes,
because it's not like a dungeon master.
Dungeon master. Wait. That sounds sexual and or sounds like.
Well, at first I was like, is that like a dominatrix?
or does it have to do with like Bonder or
yeah, I was kind of wondering
or
until I understood what this game
or like slavery. I mean, it's a horrible term in today's
it is
in today's environment. Why aren't they changing that?
Game master.
Yeah, it could be a game master. But Dungeon Master is their trademark, and it's going to be a new DM's guide. You know that. Mm. You know, Goodman Games uses referee. So,
that's interesting.
Well, it's an old because a referee goes back
to a sports game, or
it goes back
certain judges.
Well, yeah,
or referees.
Well, they also call them judges too.
Okay, adjudicator.
Yeah, because when you were playing war games, a lot of times you had a referee or a judge who made like the decisions on the borderline decisions.
Oh,
yeah. So, Don with Tower, editing is always the part I stress over the most. You know what I stress over the most? I'll be honest with you. It's that first page. The first page is the hardest page. And once you get that first page done, or whatever project you're writing, it all starts to fall into place because the vision starts to fall into place. I can have a vision in my head, but until it starts hitting paper, it doesn't really fully exist. Or it exists in that perfect world of your head where this is going to be perfect. And you start putting it down on paper and you go, what is this shit? You know? But I expect to take this back to the health aspect. I expect that we are going to find out if we were the CDC and we could do studies on this, we're going to find that amongst publishers and freelancers, there was an increase in alcohol abuse, and there was an increase in stress-related medical incidents,
binge eating,
or even things as far as strokes or heart attacks.
Oh yeah,
we're going to see an increase in that. So I'm going to tell you, and from my perspective, be aware of yourself as you're dealing with every stress that's going on from this or anything else. You have to understand that you're going through stress to be able to cope with the stress. A lot of times, we take the stress and we do the...
you swallow it.
You swallow it. You close your eyes to it. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. Or I'll just get through it.
Yeah.
And you
try and we kind of let ourselves engage in old behaviors like maybe binge eating or overindulging in the fast food or
Been there.
like kind of things that are not so healthy or like taking the eye off the ball with regard to exercise when those are the things that we need to be doing most
Right.
at the time, like the self-care, like the tending the diet,
Tending the diet, and
also taking exercise because it does relieve a lot of stress and tension. It helps you sleep better, like, and being able to get like a lot of different types of exercises, whether it be that certain days you do yoga, certain days you do balance balls, certain days you do TRX.
Keep it fresh.
Yes, keep it exciting and keep your body moving in different ways than what it's used to so that it can learn.
Yeah. But now, like Rach and I, we're going to have a little extra stress this coming week, but it's going to be good stress because we're doing a good act.
Yes.
We're going to be spending.
It's a little more balancing, and then they're also like, we're going to be spending more time with our niece too this week.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm going to,
the demands are going to be there, but
right.
Being able to be like, okay, well, when have I had enough? Or, yes, I can be available to, take care of somebody, and
you
then
got to prioritize stuff.
Yes,
and
fit things in at different times than you would be used to.
So I suspect that there could be a little extra on my plate this coming week. So, would I expect a video a day? But when it's a live stream, don't expect an extra video to pop up. And maybe I'll learn how to do those shorts and do a 50-second short and give you an update. But the reason why I said is like one of our close friends, my mother, she's from my mother's generation. He's in home hospice. He's in home hospice now for 15 months. Yeah, about 15 months.
And it's been known that he's terminal for that long.
And
he still keeps fighting away.
Yeah, his wife's gonna visit her sister. She's gonna be away for about 6 days.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be going over there on a daily basis. And even though our friend is like, I'm good. Just check.
No, you don't have to bring anything.
Yeah, I heard that part.
I was like, we want to feed you.
Yeah, we're gonna, so
we want to take meals with you.
Right.
So, that you're not alone. And you could,
right.
There's something bonding and comforting about taking a meal with people that care about you.
Yeah, friends.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. We're going to be spending a little extra time with our niece. So I'm going to have to prioritize it. And that's part of what dealing with stress is too, right? A lot of times when stress hits you, it's because you can't prioritize. And everything hits you at once and everything is a priority. And oh my God, I can't deal with this because it's everything. And you have to prioritize. And what am I going to be prioritizing? Friends and family. It doesn't mean I won't be doing what I do, but I just won't be able to do it to the extent that I've been doing it in the last 2 weeks, which is probably good because we're not going to get another OGL update, and I think until for about 2 weeks out.
So who knows? There might be other updates, but
they'll be smaller. It'll be more sane. But part of what, and I guess this shouldn't be a stressor, but it is a stressor to me, in a way. This channel on a I was happy. If I had days, 400 to 600 views, good. That was good days. Anything under 250 was like, what happened? Now, last couple of weeks, anything under 2,500 views is a wasted day, and I'm looking generally at like 4 to 5 to 6,000, maybe more. And it's like, well, now I have to make sure that I produce valuable content for the community that is building around the tavern and has been forever. But around this channel, because I want to make. No, she's okay.
Okay.
She does it a lot of times. She just looks around. Okay. You just want to make sure that you're still accountable and doing what needs to get done. So people might be like, well, if I got more traffic on my YouTube channel, that's great. It is. It's awesome. But it's also more responsibility. You know, it just comes part and parcel with life. You know, if you're a publisher and you go from being a single publisher, publishing just for yourself, and all of a sudden you have maybe 4 or 5 freelancers working for you. Well, guess what? Now, in a situation like what's going on now, you got that extra stress. Not just how am I going to make a living, how are these people who are making their able to make their bills because of the extra work I've been giving them? How are they going to make their living? And hi, Sadie, here I'm going to move the keyboard. I know you like standing on it, but if you stand on the keyboard,
Yeah, she loves to mute everything.
I see bad Mike is in the house.
Yay.
Yes, Sadie. Oh, she's like,
She told you.
yeah, she's like, I don't want a kiss. Get away from me, you bastard. Hold on a second. Let me catch up here. Joey, I finally got off my A to start a project to publish for 5e, and now I have to retrofit everything I have so far for another system. Looking in Morkborg's direction now. Nice, it's a nice system.
Oh, she could do it. Okay.
Yeah, I thought she could. Labyrinth Lord with Labyrinth Lord instead of Dungeon Master for the win. TXG, they won't touch Dungeon Master because it would probably destroy in future creations. Well, again, I just find it really interesting that we've got to make sure we're going to use this magic word inclusivity, because by using this word, we score points, and they have Dungeon Master as one of these trademarks that they put over everything. Even the DM's Guild, what's it mean? The Dungeon Masters Guild, right? Come on. And of course, Ben, Mike, you're gonna have to watch the earlier replay. I dropped the C bomb because we're not monetized anyway. So what the heck, right? Fuck it, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it like 9,000 times because then somebody will make it into a ringtone, and it's like, oh, I've got Tenkar saying 9,000 times. Rach wouldn't make that a ringtone. I used to have the theme song for the YouTube channel, The Retarded Policeman, as my ringtone while working the desk in internal affairs. And when Rach would call me, and my partner would go, "Oh, that's Rach. He's the retarded policeman."
Oh, it was just when I would call?
Yes, that's me.
Nice.
Yes. See, well, Mike, I might as well get the most of not being monetized and not having my language checked, right? So it just goes. I'm not gonna drop it more than once because that might, put me on a bad list. But I use the word feckless in front of it, so maybe that scores it extra points. I don't know.
Why is feckless a $10 word?
I don't know. But even Shannon is like, yeah, Uncle, nobody curses like you. And my son said that when he was about the same age. My son dropped the F bomb, and I was like, "What are you gonna do?" And people ask you where you learned that. He goes, "Oh, I'll say Mommy taught me it. That was my ex-girlfriend." And he's like, "All right, that's fine." But if they ask me how I learned how to use it, I'm gonna say my father. And I looked at him, because nobody curses like you, especially when you're driving. Oh my God. And I guess I had to take that as a compliment. John, IA, rough place to be in the New York police. It's a rough place to be in any department. And the quick background behind it is I got there, and it's a 2-year commitment when you get there. And you're pretty much guaranteed to get any investigative position that you want within reason if you go there. It's like, okay. And then when my time was up, my ex, my stepson's, technically my stepson, not mine by blood, his mother passed. And all of a sudden, I was inheriting an angry, almost 14-year-old. And it's like, well, I can't go and, like, I don't know, work a precinct detective squad as a squad supervisor.
Right.
I need my Monday through Friday weekends off. The banker's hours, day tours.
Yeah.
So, and then if you're there too long, you expire. Because then it's like, ooh, I don't know if we really want you now. It's like, oh, son of a bitch. It worked out okay. I've got no complaints, and always, again, anything I was dealing with, including my time, well, maybe not including all my time. I spent a number of years as the liaison with our civilian complaint review board and the department.
Oh, what a job.
Yeah. So if you ever want to know how I learned to A, keep confidential information, and
Mm.
B, play politics, I learned it in my time as the liaison. So because even there, even the connections that you could really rely on, you had to remember always had the ready to go into the back of you, as well as other supervisors where you
Mm-hmm.
worked. So yeah, you learn. But I had the personality to be a liaison. I just I wasn't as kissy enough to keep it. I have I have a soul. Uh oh.
Yeah, those things can be pesky. Souls.
Yes, yeah. Some people say they're overrated. Um. Okay. Wow. All right. So there's apparently a survey out. Rob Conley. I haven't read the survey. I haven't read the article. But as you all know, the tavern is a network, and my sources are awesome, and often send me stuff that I would never catch on my own. There's an article that claims that they have done a 4,000 gamers worldwide survey. 1 in 10 role-playing gamers vow to never play Dungeons and Dragons,
Wow.
and these are apparently current D&D players. Uh, I haven't read the article yet. I will read it. Gee, do you think we know what I'm going to probably be talking about tomorrow on this channel? Perhaps. Rob, I just saw it. I saw you. I saw the link in Discord. I need to and Rachel. Yes, I need to look at it after we do this live stream. Well, sorry, after the Giants game.
Yeah.
After the live stream, I'm gonna probably pop out the chips. I'm not sure if the Giants deserve beer or wine. I'm not sure how I need to go about
Well,
that.
you have to check your blood sugar and then see
Oh, that's
what
true.
what warrants what.
Yeah. Oh, so now going back to health, I'm going to go off topic to put us back on topic. Health wise, for those that don't know, I'm a type 2 diabetic. My numbers have been better than they had been. Uh, I take Farxiga as a once a day pill. I don't take any insulin injections. Metformin tore up my stomach, and you know was not good. Uh, leave it at that. So there was a new injectable that came out over last summer. So this October, I guess it was September,
Mm-hmm.
October. Uh, my endocrinologist was like, "Hey,
Yeah, in October.
would you be willing to try a once a week injectable?" I'm like, "Sure." And it is oh god, it has that fake name,
It's
Rich.
called Munjaro.
Munjaro,
Mm-hmm.
Munjaro, Munjaro. I was like, yeah, sure. And he goes, I get a first month was free.
Like
Uh, yeah,
usual.
so 4
Your first
injectables,
one's free.
and so I I could see my blood sugar was going down. It was noticeable.
Yeah.
And then after the first month, we renewed and we went to a slightly higher dosage. Apparently, increments of
5.
zero point 0.5 or whatever it is. But yeah, it's 2.5. Oh, it
Oh,
was
I'm
two and a
sorry.
half.
You're right. It's increments of 2.5.
Yeah, it's a 2.5.
Because you're on 5 now.
Right.
Up from two and a
Yeah.
half. Okay.
And well, does it make me nauseous? Nausea, actually, I don't really have that much of that nausea going on anymore. I do get indigestion. I do get heartburn. I'm taking Tums. It makes it go away. But not last night. I got woken up once for my blood sugar going low. The night before, Wednesday night, was it 4 or 5 times?
No, Thursday night. Thursday into Friday.
Thursday into Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got up 4 times my blood sugar would go low, and I'd have a little candy, go back to
Hmm.
sleep, it would go low again. I mean, low is, and if you know blood sugar, anything under 70 is, warning. And once you get into like the mid 50s, it's like, you better really address
It's
this.
a danger. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was like, oh my God. So even juice wasn't like keeping me down for very long. But last night I got woken up once, and that was fine. But it's keeping my blood sugar very, very even to low. So over the last 90 days, my blood sugar is down about 30 points. And if you compare that to my last week or two, it's down another probably 15 points from that.
Right, and you're sort of learning that certain things that you would do to try and control your blood pressure. I mean, your blood sugar. Um, you don't need to do as much anymore, like
Right.
the red wine and stuff.
Like red wine was helping my blood sugar. Now red wine is like, oh, geez.
And it's like, oh, let me not have too much, or else
Yes.
I'm going to be waking up in the night with
Yeah.
low blood sugar.
Yeah. So, now I did see my heart failure specialist this week. That's the other health update. And my blood pressure was noticeably high. He wasn't concerned. I was concerned. He's just like,
Yeah.
take it at home tomorrow if it's high, but I don't. I think it's just an abnormality. And then Rach, as I'm putting the cuff on my arm, goes, shouldn't you be using your other arm? I go, why?
Well, I went to show you where to put the tube,
Uh-huh.
and
You can roll my
I
sleeve up.
went to put.
I have my blood sugar monitor there underneath that, and she's like, "Did they put that cuff over that?" I went,
Yeah, because
"Yeah,
you can't.
yes."
How is it gonna gauge that correctly? Like, I understand the desire to do the left, but we took it on the right and it was fine.
Yeah, on the right it was fine. So it's like, okay. So, I see two cardiologists, one once a year, one every 3 to 4 months. I see my endocrinologist every 3 months, and we see the same orthopedist every
Okay.
4 to 5 months. So yeah, I mean, 7.1. I would like to get mine down to mid 6s, but yeah, the metformin extended. I tried that, and it didn't make any difference with my stomach. It was pretty rough. My bad, Mike. Another insulin should be free. That's my
Mm-hmm.
that's my healthcare rant for the day. Don't
Too right.
disagree.
I like it.
TXG. My doctor said she wanted to try to see how I do with metformin first before recommending insulin.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems to be like the first line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far so good. Yeah, low blood sugar will kill you quick. High blood sugar rots you slowly. That's true too. Now,
Right, because it can cause the kidney failure, like the decay.
well, it can cause kidney issues, and it can cause issues with your heart.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, like he said.
so my heart failure specialist told me on Tuesday that the reason why I likely had a fifth stent,
Stent.
not stint. I'm doing a stint for stents. I had my fifth stent last spring on a Friday, and we did
Was
a
it
show.
March?
Or early April. I forget what. The weather was pretty nice. It was a nice
Yeah.
day. He goes, was likely because my high blood pressure, but not my high blood
Your
sugar,
sugar.
which has been coming down, was still too high. So he goes, but if I can keep the numbers I've got going now, he's like, you shouldn't have to worry about that. But he does want to increase my Farxiga from the lower doses to the higher doses, because the higher doses of Farxiga
It's more proven to be
protects the heart
protective.
and the kidneys. So
That's cool.
does the monitor bother this little thing? No. I have the.
You don't feel it a lot of the time.
The reason why I even put I put the cover on, the patch on. You can
knock it.
Yeah, I'll snag it sometimes on the refrigerator door. So I don't but it doesn't bother me now. I tend to sleep on my back now or my right hand side. If I slept on my left, I'd probably put it on my right. But yeah, no, I was it like 2.5 years ago? I was on insulin doing injectables
every day,
4 times a day for the short term and 1 time a day for the long term.
Yeah, it was a lot of work for you.
Yeah. And I was, and
And we
thankful.
were both scared shit about like injecting.
Yeah. But once I was able to get off the daily injectables or the multiple times a day injectables. I mean, when my doc asked me, do you mind injecting yourself once a month, once a week? I'm like, bring it on. And
Yeah, let's do this.
But some people.
Well, and it's nice because it's like the pen, like they initially had you like,
oh my god,
like straight up nursing. You were like having to like measure from the vial.
I should have been doing heroin
with the plunger.
Yeah.
Like drawing it up from there.
Yeah, and I
which is not the usual way that people often take.
Yeah, no, it's like
their insulin. That's usually in a pen.
Yeah, it's like excuse me, do you want to become a heroin addict? Because we'll teach you how to do it safely with your insulin. You have to learn how to take it, draw it, and I'm like, oh no. So going to the pens was a great and awesome thing. 1 stent for every 6,500 hot dogs. I've got 5 now, so yeah, that could be.
Probably that is how it works.
It might be. I don't know, Rabbit. Maybe it's per slice of pizza that I've had over my life.
Oh my goodness.
Joey was a medic in the Army for a long time, and it's the craziness the way docs prescribe one med and then 3 others offer to counter the side effects from it.
Well, yeah, when we have a family friend, our son's girlfriend, who's diabetic and type 1, and she was trying with the weekly injectables, the I guess the Trulicity and the Ozempic. Yes. And it was making her super nauseous. I was like, why don't you just ask for some Zofran, then it's fixed and it'll be great, I don't know. It just didn't work for her. And,
right.
I said, maybe they don't do that.
Until I started building up a little tolerance to it, I would feel nausea if I wasn't doing anything. If I was...
Oh, if you somehow got to dwell...
Right. If I wasn't occupied...
Try to identify what it is.
If my mind was not otherwise occupied, then you go, what's that feeling? It feels like vague nausea. And it's like, oh, I get it now. But, Tums smoothies. And I'll often take 2 before I go to sleep just as a preventive, to just calm the stomach down because I'm going to be laying down. And often that's when laying down and walking is when it can...
Walking?
Yeah, because you're moving your stomach.
Oh, I guess you're moving the contents of it.
Yeah.
Sloshing.
Due diligence is almost a thing of the past. Yeah, that's true. So, and again, I have my heart failure specialist wanting to increase my diabetes medicine that my endocrinologist prescribed. It's like, I don't know why he prescribed only the low dose. It's just no studies that show that it protects the heart and the kidneys. The higher doses does show that. So it's all building up on stuff. And I see my endocrinologist next week anyway. So
yeah,
6 of one, a half dozen of the other.
He'll prescribe it.
I think Shaw will likely prescribe.
Oh, Shaw would do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because you'll get your labs sooner than.
Mm-hmm. I'll get my labs probably like Tuesday.
Yes.
That's what they call practicing medicine. It's kind of my joke is that I'm Catholic and I'm a practicing Catholic, which means I've never gotten it right in my life. And I've been around for 55 years. And I step into churches for weddings and funerals at this point.
Yeah.
That's sad. So, but that also being said, if you're talking about stress, a lot of times religion, saying prayers, going to mass or worship services can help. It can help ground you. It can help put things in perspective for you.
Meditation.
So, I mean, these are all tools. And showing up for our Saturday nights is
community.
it de-stresses me. I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you. I mean, I really look forward to this throughout the week because I know, like the other live streams, we go into the weeds, we talk about a lot of stuff, and a lot of times the chat gets. I mean, this chat is lively, but I can get chat that is. I'll be behind 30 minutes if
Oh,
I
wow.
start talking.
Are we up to?
We're up.
Okay.
We got one more.
Everybody got shown.
No,
Yeah.
no, we got it. Back we call it. Yeah, everybody.
Okay.
We kept
Great.
up. Hold on. John, you two have become an important part of my Saturday nights. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
This is
That's so sweet.
um whereas I the live streams, I love the other live streams because I get to hang out with Mike, Glenn, Joe, Rob, Greg, Matt, Tim, and we have a blast. Okay,
Yes.
but it's a different atmosphere. It's a different rhythm. The rhythm
Yes. And
here,
a different pull too, because this is also like a spiritual,
yes.
um, um, like a part of your spiritual awakening a little bit that was happening when all this happened.
So for us, this it fills me for the week that comes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when we miss it, like you know, has happened where if I miss any of my live streams, I feel bad. But when I miss the Saturday live streams, I really feel bad because it is a community that's a back and forth. And I always feel that if I talk about what's going on in my life, and I can talk about my health issues or what I am accomplishing, what I'm not accomplishing, where my failures are, where my successes are. It keeps me honest because I'm sharing with you all.
Yeah.
And I also feel too that if you should ever bump into me at a convention, especially if you're somebody who hangs out in Gamers Health, you can be able to sit down at a table with me and share a
Talk like
beer.
you're, your old friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a rarity.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
interwebs.
You'll know too much.
You know, Don Rosavelli. This is my first time ever on the show. I love Tankar's Tavern, and I'm happy to meet Rachel.
Thank you so much.
I listen. Rachel's been a blessing to me. When we were dating, my God, 12, 13, 14 years ago. Saturday nights was my night to play on Fantasy Grounds. I was in a Castles and Crusades game, and we started dating. And I was like, Rachel's like, "Oh, can you have a game tonight?" I'm like, "No, no, no. Don't worry about it." She's like, "No, no, no. Take me home. Take me back to the Bronx. You'll get home just in time to game tonight." I was like, "Are you serious?" And she was damn well
Yeah.
serious, and that meant so much. So, uh, and then Rach went with me to my first North Texas RPG con, my first con since Gen Con in the mid '90s, and she had all these plans of not being at the con.
Yeah, I didn't understand how big Texas is and how there's no public transportation. I was gonna find a train. I was like, "Oh, there's a train a mile away from the hotel. I can walk down there and go into Dallas." And yeah, it just didn't work out that way. They're like, "No, people don't ever walk to that."
Yeah, but we had
And you shouldn't either.
we had Rach playing in Time Master and DCC and Labyrinth Lord and Swords and Wizardry with Matt Finch. And by Friday night, I believe Bad Mike was behind us when Rach goes to me, "We're coming back next year." She was having a blast, a ball. By the way, John, thank you. He goes, the other live streams are Tenkar. This live stream is Eric.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Nice observation.
He decided to marry her right then and there. All right, so it will give you a peek behind the curtain as to how this went down. So I mentioned my son, my stepson Chris. And initially, when I started dating Rach, he was like, "Oh, she's gonna ruin everything. Who is this individual? Must scare her away. Must play loud, obnoxious music that Rach knew it all because she was a social worker, and this was her clientele that she would listen to this music. Nothing could shake Rach.
No.
And then it went from that to Chris joining us on every date, or damn near close to. Going to the movies, Chris is coming along.
He's picking the movie.
Going to the Poconos, Chris is coming along. It's like, oh my god!
Oh, it was so funny when we would double date.
Oh yeah, double date with your kid. That's interesting too. So one day, apparently Chris, he turned 180 degrees, and it's just after my father pulled me aside one day. I guess Chris and my father were talking. My father goes, Rach is a keeper. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured that. Don't fuck this up. Don't wait too long. My father's words of advice. He's not one for many words. Those were pretty big, insightful words.
Yeah, he's a pretty quiet, stoic German guy.
Yeah. So, not long afterwards, Rach gets a text message, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you explain this part?
So I get a text message from the kid. He's going, what's your ring size? And I'm like, no, you didn't. So I was like, hi, what do you do in this situation? I guess you just text the ring size and shut up. So that's what I did. And then, I get a call from this one.
Yeah, it's like
kind of.
Did Chris ask you? Because he tells me, oh yeah, her ring size is whatever. I'm like, what? Well, you weren't going to ask. I go, it's not for you to ask. You were taking too long. Marry her already. I was like, aww. So he was he was our best man.
Wants his people to be happy.
He was at 18.
Yeah.
He was our best man.
Yeah, we waited till he was 18.
Yeah, and it was very important for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was going to be our chauffeur, which was fine until the chauffeur included our mini moon again at the Poconos. And oh my friend Kenny's mother was like, she's like called him on the phone.
Why are you there?
But it was so important for him.
He was so hurt by that.
But it was so important for him.
I'm never talking to that bitch again.
It was so important for him to be part of it, and I understood it, and Rachel understood it. And it's like, no, it's okay. So it all worked out. And now Rachel goes with me to all my conventions. It is amazing. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, next convention we're going to is TotalCon. I got our hotel room. I got my badge. I got to get your badge.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to get our badges in our hotel for North Texas because North Texas, half the rooms are already sold.
Oh dang!
Not half the rooms, half the badges.
Yeah, you got to get in on that.
Got to get in on that. Get in on that. By the way, folks, the link that's scrolling on the bottom of the screen, like I mentioned at the beginning, I'll mention it again. Tenkars-tavern.games / Humble Kobold. Huge amount, 52 pieces of gaming material in electronic format, PDF. On Humble Bundle for $25. You can, for lower prices, you can get a lower amount of stuff. But I mean, it's just 5e and OSR stuff galore. So it really is something that you check out. If you use that link, you'll support the tavern. So far, the monies that have come in for the tavern that have been linked to this channel, I've gotten a headset for Mike, and I've gotten a nice microphone for Glenn to make sure that everybody is on this same page that we can all create. And I'm not looking to make big profits off this unless we start making big profits off this, in which case I will find a way to make this show look more professional. I mean, I don't know if I'll take it that far.
Yeah, we could.
All right. We could put up an actual. See, we really can't hang anything from the ceiling because our ceiling is actually a tin ceiling. This is an old house built in 1905.
Well, what do you want to hang?
A green screen that could roll up and then roll down.
Oh, I see.
But Rachel's like, yeah, I don't think so.
But every time we have that green screen
Oh no,
crap on, it blocked out my hair.
no, that's the artificial green screen. If you had a real one, it would be probably.
Oh, it'd be legit.
Yeah,
My
not
hair
the
would be in it.
not the first. Yeah, people make
Because
fun
everybody
of.
wants my hair
It's
in
like
it.
I was watching a video.
But it's just like,
Yeah, I was watching a video and Tenkar had a hole in his head. I didn't understand
oh,
why.
that happens to you too. I
Yeah.
just sort of said my hair.
No. It's like watching a bad, I guess Max Headroom video.
Yeah. Oh, remember? Because I used to constantly move.
Yeah. So, all right, folks. It is witching hour on this on these Saturday nights is usually a little bit earlier than the regular video live streams. We went so long on Wednesday. And by the way, behind the screen truth, the moment we logged out, everybody was like, "All right, good night. I got to go to the bathroom."
I'm sure.
We were all 50s and 60s.
Yeah, we getting old.
Getting old. But honestly, hugely thank you to everybody who watches anything that any of us do on these channels. The newsletter, the Substack newsletter, will start going out again, I believe, on Monday. It's been on hold because I just haven't had the time to address things. Too much things going on, and our the other video channels of my co-hosts and friends of this channel. You get to see what's going on with their stuff. We get that out. The Gamers Health newsletter, I'm trying to rework or revise and get some standards before I relaunch that. So, really do appreciate it. Don, thank you. Yes, we do make a great couple. I don't understand how I got so lucky so late in life. We're married now 11 years, and I can. The best thing I did. It's not marrying this woman. The best thing I did is our wedding favors. Pub glasses with our wedding date on it.
Yeah, and who needed it more than you?
I still need it, and they're not in the rotation anymore. I probably got to bring one down just so I can look at it. Okay, go. Oh, okay. So it wasn't the 11. It wasn't 11, 11, 11. It was 11,
no.
5. The priest wanted 11, 11, 11.
Yeah, he liked that number.
Yeah. He goes, it's lucky in certain religions.
Yes.
I don't think it's necessarily all that lucky in Catholicism, but okay. Thank you, though, Father.
Well, he was open to so much. He was so great.
Oh, this link isn't working? All right, hold on.
No.
Let me. All right, let's see.
Did I just see Ty's name come up?
Ty Beard? I don't know. Oh, no. Hold on. Let me see. It should forward. It's working directly for me, but if it's not working, you can go to tankarstavern.com. Oh, there it is. Working now. There you go. I just think it's an amazing batch, and it's from Kobold. It's from Frog God. It's from Planet X is in there, so that's Levi Combs. Troll Lord Games. Mark Hunt. That's BX Gangbusters, an amazing game. He also has a Western game in there. Kobold Press. Greg Gillespie has one of his mega dungeons in there. And the Folio. The Folio. I think there's 2 complete campaigns of the Folio in there. Amazing. By the way, Folio is 5e and 1e compatible in the same package. Just some amazing stuff. You can't go wrong, honestly. All right, folks. Thank you much. We're going to watch the Giants game.
Thank you guys very much.
I don't even know what the score is.
For bringing all that you bring.
Yes. You make us better, honestly. Whether it's better for the show or just better in our week, knowing that we have this way to reach out to you and communicate with you is amazing. So, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well, and
take good care.
I'll be back tomorrow with some more gaming news as people like Rob Conley send more news to me. Hint, hint. All right. Thank you.
Take care.